All right, what's up, everybody? Back with another edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope you guys are having a good one. Today we're doing another episode 4 of the Look In series. And this one is on the Charlotte Hornets. If you haven't seen any of the first 3 episodes, go watch them. It's about the Pistons, Spurs, and Rockets. And yeah, very excited for this one. We're talking about the Charlotte Hornets and their future, because I feel like their future is not looking the greatest. But we'll see. If you do like content, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications on, stuff like that. I really appreciate it. It helps out a lot. Hopefully I might be sniffling a little bit today, a little bit sick, but I'll get through it. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into it. So the Charlotte Hornets on the season, they finished 27 and 55, 14th in the Eastern Conference, the 4th worst team in the NBA. And before the offseason started, this was a team projected to. They're in the play in the last 2 seasons and looking like they're going to make a little bit more of a push. Steve Clifford came in. They thought everyone was going to get even better. Maybe they make a big move and, then things will look better. But then the whole kind of Miles Bridges situation happened. Some things fell through. Some players left. And then, they got stuck with a rebuilding roster and turned into a rebuild. They went 27-55, had some pretty bad moments, especially that near the mid to the end of the year. Because they actually started off, like, the first month pretty solid. But then as the season went on, they kind of fell through. LaMelo, very injury-plagued season, which really sucked for him. He only played in 36 games this year. When he did play, he looked pretty good, especially late in the season before he suffered another foot injury. He averaged 23, 6, and 8 with a steal. He shot 41% from the field, 37% from 3, 83% from the free throw line. Really sucks. A lot of ankle, foot injuries as well. He started with an ankle injury, came back, got another injury, came back, and then had another big foot injury at the end of the season, which really, really sucks, man. Because I feel like he could have had a really big year. Hopefully this doesn't become a thing with him, and he doesn't have foot problems and ankle problems for the rest of his career, hopefully. He's only 21 years old, so we don't know for sure what it's going to look like in the future for him. I mean, this is the Hornets' franchise piece right now, so they can't afford him to keep getting hurt. And hopefully he can stay healthy. But yeah, very tough for him. And this is also kind of a reason why the Hornets were so bad, because LaMelo could barely even play. And then a little bit going more into the future of this team. I was very disappointed for them at the trade deadline because they didn't get rid of any of their veteran players, Rozier, Oubre, or Gordon Hayward. Terry Rozier had a solid year. He averaged 21, 4, and 5 with a steal. He shot 41% from the field, 32% from 3. Kelly Oubre had a great year, even though he only played 48 games. He averaged 20 points and 5 rebounds with the steal per game. Shot 43% from the field, almost 32% from 3. And then Gordon Hayward was decent. He only played in 50 games. He averaged 14, 4, and 4. Shot 47% from the field, 32% from 3. The Hornets were like the worst three-point shooting team in the league, so that's why all their three-point numbers are very low. But yeah, they didn't get rid of any of their veterans at the trade deadline, which I think was very disappointing for them. They could have got back some picks, maybe some decent young players, or just some players that can, a 1-year contracts they could just let go into free agency. But yeah, very disappointed they didn't capitalize on any of that, especially with Kelly Oubre, who was having one of his best seasons of his career, going into free agency after this season, and he's most likely going to be gone because why would he stay in Charlotte? I think he can really help playoff teams as a wing that can hit the three, score the ball, play defense, two-way wing. He was very, very good this year when he did play there. And then Terry Rozier still has a lot of money left on his deal. Terry Rozier is in the first year of a 4-year deal. He's going to pay 21 this year, and he's going to keep getting paid for the next few years. He's going to get paid $23 million next year, almost 25 the year after, and then in 2026, it's not a fully guaranteed, but he's got basically the same amount of money from the year before guaranteed. But if it's fully guaranteed, it's $26 million. So in the next 4 years, he's getting paid a lot of money, and he'll be 31 at that point. He's 28 right now, or actually 29 right now. So yeah, very disappointing. Kind of understandable, but I think he's probably going to be gone out of Charlotte by the next season, because I think there's no point right now in keeping him around. And then Gordon Hayward still has $31 million due to him next year, which is the highest on the team by far. And yeah, he's not near the same player he used to be. He's kind of like a veteran now. You see him play, he's kind of veteran, not very fast anymore, not really a all-star level player anymore, but he's still a very solid vet, to have on a team. I think the playoff team can still use him. Maybe not for the money, but he's still a very solid player. But yeah, very disappointed they didn't let go of any of those three guys at the trade deadline. Those guys are probably going to be off the team. Hopefully they be off the team next year. I think it'd be smart for them to be off the team in the next season because they don't really need those guys anymore. But there are some young players that I like seeing this season. PJ Washington had a big year. PJ Washington did not get a contract extension from the Charlotte Hornets. He'll be heading into restricted free agency, and he had a really good year. He had the best year of his career this season. He averaged 15 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, a block, almost a steal as well. He shot 44% from the field, 34% from 3. He had some big games. He had a 42-point game near the end of the season. He was just the most kind of consistently there and steady player for Charlotte, I feel like, this year. You know, he showed a lot this year. Probably going to get paid in the offseason. He's a forward that can also play the center spot, stretch the floor. Saw this year he can go get his own a little bit as well. Very good defensively as well. Very big year for PJ Washington. He's probably going to get some money now. If it's from Charlotte, probably, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if Charlotte did maybe do a sign and trade with another team. But then again, what does Charlotte have to lose? Maybe they will pay him. I don't know. Yeah, Nick Richards as well kind of broke out. Nick Richards was kind of just on the bench his first 2 seasons. But he came in this year and actually really played well and got an extension out of it as well. He got paid. So shout out to Nick Richards. He averaged 8 points, 6 rebounds, and a block per game. He shot 63% from the field, 75% from the free throw line as well. He's just a big center, big body center that rebounds. He's a really, really good rebounder on both defense and offensive boards and gets easy layups. So who wouldn't love a center like that? And then Mark Williams as well. Mark Williams, it took him a little while to get into the rotation and actually start playing. He only played in 43 games. But when he did play, he was really good. He averaged 9 points, 7 rebounds, and a block. He shot 63% from the field, 73% or 69%, sorry, from the free throw line. Yeah, he's gonna be really good as well. I think he should be their starting center next season, coming into next season. Again, he's another kind of big center, blocks shots really well. Is always around the rim somehow, very efficient from around the rim. But yeah, he's just always around there to get easy buckets and easy tip-ins and stuff like that. And I think he's gonna be a very good center for the Charlotte Hornets. Kind of what they needed, out of a big man. And also someone that can go catch lobs as well. With LaMelo, yeah, that's big for them. Yeah, I really like Mark Williams. I think he should be their starting center next season. But then after that, it kind of gets a little weird with the roster. Dennis Smith Jr. made a comeback. He did solid when he did play. Bryce McGowan's their second-round pick, started as a 2A. Now he's on an actual contract. Good for him. The only thing is Cody Martin, one of their better players, role players last year. He only played 7 games this season. Hopefully he'd come back next year and play because he's a very solid role player as well. You also saw some minutes from some guys that don't really usually play a lot. JT Thor played in 69 games this year and had a few moments. He averaged only 3 points and 2 rebounds, but he played decently. Kai Jones played 46 games this year. He brought some energy when he did play. James Bouknight only played 34 games. It was okay. Yeah, that pick doesn't look that great right now. But yeah, Charlotte is just so weird because you look at their roster and they have so many young players, but it's really they only have 2 or 3 really good ones, and everyone else has kind of just been trying to fight for something or hasn't really gotten the opportunity to show some potential because they've been sitting on the bench for the first 2 years of their career and they're just there all right, what do I do? But yeah, but they have some dudes in there that could be decent players, but we just don't know yet. We just really don't know yet because they've been trying to fight for play-in and playoff seedings. So their young players kind of got pushed to the side for some reason when they should have been playing and getting time and rebuilding. Not fighting for the 10 seed every year. We also got Steve Clifford coming back as their coach. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he's gone next year just because I feel like he was just put in a bad situation. He came into this team. They hired him as a guy that was supposed to take the Hornets to the next step. The last 2 years in the plan, Steve Clifford's supposed to come in and be all right, he's coached multiple playoff teams and almost playoff teams before. Come in and he's supposed to take him to the next step of all right, now we're going to be an 8 seed, maybe try to get into the playoffs and stuff like that. But then he got handed one of the worst rosters in the NBA and had to do something with it. So not really anything to blame for Steve Clifford. And I think he probably should be leaving, and the Hornets should bring in a young coach to help develop this team, because it's turning into a rebuilding team. But yeah, that's not a fault of Steve Clifford or anything. It's just, things came up, things happened, and it changed the course of the Charlotte Hornets. But then we're gonna look at the draft. In the draft, they have the highest odds at being a top 4 pick. Most likely, maybe not get number 1, but they'll get a pick around there. And I feel like the Hornets should hit on this pick and be good at hitting this pick. Of course, Vic is like the obvious guy, number 1. I said that every time. We're gonna keep saying it. Vic is obviously the number 1. If they get him, that changes a lot of things. Having LaMelo and Vic as your 2 kind of building blocks of future is a really good start to a rebuild. That dynamic will be really fun, at least, and bring a lot of attention to Charlotte in that way. Scoot Henderson is an interesting thing because you do have LaMelo. But I feel like if Scoot is there and Charlotte does get 2, I think they should draft Scoot just because there's not that much talent out there in Charlotte like that. And I think LaMelo and Scoot could be an interesting backcourt to see how it works over there. But after that, I feel like they have some pretty solid options. I feel like, honestly, one of the Thompson twins would be one of their better if they get outside the top 2. I think one of the Thompson twins could be very good for them. Again, giving LaMelo a running mate to go catch lobs, kind of like what Miles Bridges was before that whole thing happened. Getting the Thompson twins in there, either one of them, they're both super athletic. But I think the Thompson twins would be very good for them. Get another running mate with LaMelo, and just in case LaMelo does have some injury problems, they still have a guy there that they can invest in, and build something with and develop him as maybe some kind of all-star level player. I feel like Cam Whitmore as well, though. I really like Cam Whitmore in Charlotte. They don't really have any forwards that are young. They have Hayward and Oubre, but they're both might not be on the team by the start of next season. And I feel like Cam Whitmore may be a guy. He has some star potential. He's shown at Villanova. And that's what Charlotte really needs in this draft. They just need to draft someone that has star potential. They need to draft someone that can be a difference maker in Charlotte. And so I feel like if they draft any one of the guys I mentioned, Vic, Scoot, one of the Thompson twins, or maybe Cam Whitmore, I feel like they would be in a very good spot because they need another guy over there. That's what they need. Because you look at the future of this Hornets team, it's not looking too great as of right exactly this moment. They have LaMelo, of course, franchise piece. But then after that, it's just a lot of uncertainty. A lot of veterans over there that should not be on the team anymore because the Hornets are not trying to win anymore. And they're old and they're all getting paid a lot of money. You have some gems, guys like PJ Washington, who you have to make a decision on free agency if they're going to bring him back or not. He showed some things, but do the Hornets think he's worth a big extension? You have guys like Nick Richards, Mark Williams, who are going to be solid. They're never going to be all-star level. They're going to be good starting centers, but they're not going to be any all-star level. And then after that, a lot of guys like James Bouknight and like Kai Jones and JT Thor, who you drafted. You took a chance on them as first-round picks. They haven't really done anything yet in the league to show that they belong here yet. And yeah, the Hornets are just in a weird spot where they were trying to be competitive, and then some things fell through, and now they're trying to quickly turn this into a rebuild. It's very weird over there. I don't know what's going to go on in Charlotte. I don't know. Jordan's selling, so maybe someone else comes in there. Maybe some things change in Charlotte. But yeah, we want to see Charlotte They're fun. The colors are great. I guess. I don't know. They have LaMelo. I want to see Charlotte succeed, but it's just very tough to see that happening right now because their future doesn't look too great. But we'll see what happens. One maybe draft pick or one little trade here and there could change everything. So we're going to see. Yeah, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Once again, if you haven't watched any of the first 3 episodes, go watch them. If you like the content, consider subscribing, turn notifications, stuff like that. Really appreciate it. Really helps out a lot. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.